Jenzie stare this, Jenzie stare that. Why do you think young people keep staring at you with deadpan eyes? We are constantly exposed to information all the time, and it's all bad information! We're hearing about protests, riots, fires, camps. I don't want to hear you boomer out here complaining about some that happened 40 years ago, being like, oh, well, we lived through this, that, the third. Oh, we lived through that. Camps. People do not have water and power because of AI server plans. I feel like I'm on crazy pills.
Emotional damage.
Do not make me hit you. Do not make me hit you. Do not make me hit you.
Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Y'all pissing me off.
Oh, sorry, I was just channeling my inner Gen Z barista. The Gen Z stare has taken social media by storm, and it is the end of customer service as we know it. While previous generations survived latchkey childhoods, drinking from hoses, and lawn darts, some Gen Zers are unable to say a simple thank you without having a breakdown. Let's dive into this viral Gen Z stare phenomenon that's brought to us by TikTok, burnout, and lockdowns.
I used to not believe that the Gen Z stare was like a real thing.
I'll take a hazelnut, cold foam, cold brew, please. What size? Pardon? What size? Oh, 24 ounce, please. Okay, thanks. I'll just wait down here for it.
This is a fashionable way of saying they're terrible, impolite, and no one has told them how to behave. Oh.
Hi, how are you? Table for two, please? Table or booth? Pardon? Table or booth? Oh, booth, please. Oh. Are we following you?
It's a physical manifestation of a person thinking they're smarter than they are. Ooh.
Hey guys, welcome in. Could I start you off with something to drink? Are you thirsty or? Okay, I'll check back.
Oh no, I'm devastated.
It's the phenomenon rattling millennials.
I just had my first experience with the Gen Z stare.
And putting Gen Z on the defensive.
Most of the time, it's us trying to figure out if you're being for real or not.
A blank expression dubbed the Gen Z stare at the center of the latest generational beef on TikTok.
They just look at you like they just saw a ghost.
So what exactly is it? According to millennial TikTokers, it plays out like this.
Here's my impression. Hey, how are you?
Gen Zers parodied in these online skits.
Are you still using this rack?
In customer service settings.
How is everyone tonight?
And in the workplace.
Can you just show me how to use a printer?
The trope even playing out in shows like The White Lotus.
Hi.
We have the Gen Z stare because most of y'all are just clueless.
TikToker Jet Demetrius Latham, one of many Gen Z content creators, weighing in on the trend.
As a member of Gen Z, could you just start off explaining what the stare is?
Yeah, so the Gen Z stare is kind of like a deadpan, like blank kind of stare that we give to often like customers when they're asking very like awkward or obvious questions.
With every new video of the Gen Z stare comes a new theory as to why it's happening.
The Gen Z stare is about refusing to perform anything for somebody else.
But a lot of older generations talk too much, too rudely, and too proudly while being too stupid.
All I see is you guys bullying teenagers who are growing up in a much more difficult world than you did.
I don't really feel like it's a lack of social skills. I just think we just don't care.
So are they buffering, protecting their peace, or genuinely anxious about interacting?
I mean, there is an interesting question about
how the pandemic might have influenced social interactions, but I had another idea. Maybe somebody popular started this stare, and then other kids in the same age range got it into their feed, and it became a trend due to algorithms.
Do we just generally see shifts in the way people communicate? Is that like a normal thing that happens among these generations?
Absolutely, because generational interactions are based on the time that we're born into. The challenge here is that when you have this dead stare, it comes off as rude and it creates a social awkwardness.
Whether it's a blank gaze or a digital daze, that stare might be here to stay.
Stephen Romo joins us now. Steve, why the stare?
I was trying to pull it off. I can't do it. Yeah.
So look, it's good for social media, but what about the workforce?
Yeah, a good question. We asked our Gen Z expert there about how this would play in the workforce. And the answer was kind of, if a whole generation is doing this, then they're going to have to get used to it. The workforce is going to have to adapt to them. That's sort of the attitude they have right now. Of course, this young man was 18 years old, so we'll see how that evolves. Once he enters the workforce, we'll see how it goes.
All right, good to know, though. And it's good that we sort of translate these ways of communicating nowadays.
Could it be a processing problem due to a 30-second attention span? OMG, I'm not the only person that noticed. This is the main way we distinguish between potential hires and no way. I've been posting for 2 years. It's in their eyes. We don't hire zombies. We hire adults who live in the present moment of physical reality. I got the Gen Z stare when I told the cashier I brought my own grocery bags. Then she proceeded to put my groceries in a paper bag. It just makes him look very stupid. I got the Gen Z stare at the store. There were no prices on the bread, so I asked the girl who worked there. She just stared at me for like 10 seconds. After the awkwardness became too much, I asked, "So what's the price?" She said, "It's obvious." I said, "Instead of staring at me, you can just tell me. Communication is a thing, you know." Then she looked at a sign with big black numbers and gave me the stare again. I then had to point out that was a sale price for cereal, not the bread. She said, "Oh," and walked away. Ridiculous. I think that the Gen Z stare is mostly attributed to too much screen time with not enough social interaction. A lot of these kids were raised on iPads or raised on the phone. And they're hanging out with people on Discord, and while they're playing video games, and they're not seeing these people, so they're not interacting with a lot of their friends, and sometimes they don't even meet their friends. They're not using eye contact and in-person interaction like the generations that have come before them, which I think leads them to just kind of sputter and stall at some points.
TikTok is talking about the Gen Z stare. Talking about Gen Z has this thing where if things are awkward or they're just how they talk, they just kind of stare at people. So say I'm ordering food, I work at McDonald's or something, and someone's ordering food from me.
Okay.
And I kind of just like look at them. I'm not really responding. I don't
You don't say yes, how can I help you?
No, it's just kind of this little awkward like look around stare.
Okay, I've experienced that.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a TikTok or something we can pull up about it, but a lot of the times people are doing that. Do we think that's weird? Do we think the social cues are off?
So what I think is happening is I think that this generation, which, you know, it can even be in my generation still, we're so attached to social media and phones and stuff that I don't think we really know how to properly communicate.
Right.
And so as a result, we don't know the social cues to say, how may I help you? That's a good choice. I've tried that.
Right.
We don't know.
I agree.
And so, or we're just so caught up in our own world that we don't realize we're doing it. But I think it's really ignorance. That's what I think.
I agree with you. I think I go back to we don't understand, or Gen Z doesn't necessarily understand social cues and how to talk and how to be friendly.
That's right.
It's just kind of like they're a little lost a bit. They're kind of like
a lot of lost a bit.
I wasn't gonna say it, but it's true. I agree. I think there's some things that they lack that when we were growing up, you know, you speak when you walk in the room.
That's right.
You introduce yourself.
How are you?
There's a lot of things that people do that they don't necessarily do. At least speak. I definitely agree with that. So they got this whole thing going on.
Wow. I wonder how does that work in a job interview?
I wonder.
Like,
I wonder
if
how
they ask you a question, do you just? Do you just blank stare? Do you respond?
Right.
I mean, that could really hold you back in life. That's troublesome.
I think so too. Is there anything else you think Gen Z kind of lacks or what they should work on?
Common courtesies.
Give me an example.
You hold the door. No, thank you. How, thanks. I appreciate it. Nothing. It's like, no, yeah, common courtesy is huge. And I think that goes back to what you're saying about like if someone walks in the room to say hi or, yeah, common courtesy is gone. It's out the window.
I agree. I would say that, and then also just being off of your phone, being offline,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times they're stuck on their phones and what's going on. They're not really living in the moment.
That's
and
true.
so they do miss some of those things, like I said, like speaking to someone, having a conversation face to face.
I agree.
They're so stuck online. So, yeah. Good
luck.
Right.
Good luck, Gen Z. Get it together.
Use my buy me a coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?